we're filming this video, Kevin Durant and the Nets had not agreed on not trading Kevin Durant. So just know that.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Nets' downfall. So we're basically going to be starting with the Kevin Garnett trade, the Kevin Garnett,
Paul Pierce,
Jason Terry, DJ White trade.
Yep. They basically gave up Jaylen Brown.
They gave out 5 players, 3 first-round picks with 1 pick swap, and then the 2016 and the 2017 picks became Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
2 very young superstars. I mean, I wouldn't really call
Jaylen Brown's not really a superstar.
Not really a superstar, but I think
star
Jason
caliber
Tatum.
player. He's an all-star caliber player for sure.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, I don't think maybe the Nets might not have gotten both of them, but they definitely would have at least gotten one of them.
Or they could have Jason Tatum. They could have better players.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine
Jason Tatum and like Kevin Durant. I mean, that could still happen.
Yeah,
that getting traded to the Celtics, but yeah. Okay, so that's in 2013.
Now let's skip all the way up to 2018 season.
So this is kind of when this is before the KD, Kyrie era, and this is when they had like D'Lo. They were 6th in the East.
They lost in the first round to the 76ers.
Yep, D'Lo averaged 21, being 22
years old. That's insane.
That's impressive. That's just going into a young star, and they should have. Yeah. So they lose.
They used the 76ers, and then
I think they might have gotten swept.
And then that offseason, the 2019 offseason, they won free agency that year, I would say. With Kevin Durant, they get Kyrie Irving. They lost D'Angelo Russell, which I feel like
it really plummeted
D'Lo's career. Because Nets D'Lo was different.
Yeah.
Lakers and Nets D'Lo were amazing.
Yeah, Timberwolves D'Lo was still good.
Yeah, because Warriors D'Lo was not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. So we go into 2019 offseason where we have KD and Kyrie both going to the Nets. KD coming off of his Achilles injury
in the finals
with Kyrie playing with Spencer Dinwiddie.
But
Jared Allen. I think Kyrie averaged like 21 that season.
27, you said.
27, yeah, 27.
Spencer Dinwiddie was really good for their team.
He averaged, I think, 20. I think they were, what were they, like 7th in the East or 6th?
Which year? 2018 to 2019, they were 6th.
Yeah, 2019, they were 6th. And I think they lost in the first round to the Raptors.
76ers. Because 2019 to 2020, that was the bubble year when they were 35 and 37. They were 7th in the East, and they swept in by the Raptors.
Okay. Yeah. And then, so 2019-20, Kyrie's still playing, and then KD gets injured. So he's not playing in the bubble or anything. And then we get to 2020-21, where a few weeks into the season, the Nets basically give up their whole entire team. They give up, like, Jared Allen, 3 or 4 first-round picks, Karis LeVert, I think, and they get back.
That was big. I did not like that trade. I like
James Harden.
And a second-round pick.
Fat suit James Harden from the Rockets.
Lol.
And then they...
the Rockets traded James Harden to the Nets. The Cavs got Jared Allen, Taurean Prince. The Rockets got a bunch of stuff. Karis LeVert, Caruts, 3 first-round picks, 4 first-round picks, and then it was like a 4-team trade. It was insane.
Yeah.
And then you can't even do a 3-team trade in 2K, man.
Yeah, and then
2020 to 2021 season?
Yeah.
This is the hype that they lived up to because they were the 2nd in the East.
That was when.
That was where that they were supposed to be. They're supposed to be the best team in the league when they signed them.
Top 3 when they had James Harden, Kyrie, and KD, and at this point it's basically just championship or bust.
Yeah, 2nd in the East, but they lost in the conference semifinals to the Bucks, who went on and won the championship.
Yep, but they lost to literally.
They didn't have Harden yet.
They literally lost to a shoe size because KD stepped on the line on a 3-pointer. It's good. So during the season, they were all kind of injury prone.
Well,
through the regular season, they probably played 5 games together, maybe.
Yeah, but the first game together. Oh no, actually that was 76ers and Embiid.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
And now we're at the point where Kevin Durant doesn't want to be there. Kyrie doesn't really
after
want
the
to be there.
2021 playoffs where
Yeah.
KD barely missed that
But
shot.
KD, there's a point that I saw, and the dude is so right. He's just saying how he, in 2016, left the Warriors because he lost. Now, he kind of requested a trade to Boston, who he just got swept, basically.
Mhm.
But, I don't know, it's interesting, because,
If you lose, you join it. If you lose them, you join them.
Exactly. But that's it, I don't like that motto.
Yeah.
But then also, like, if you...
That's the definition of a ring chaser.
Literally. And he's still top 5 player in the league, top 3.
When he is healthy, he's
amazing.
I think he's a top 3 player.
Yeah, I mean, if the Nets just didn't trade their picks for aging people, they would be an amazing team unless they drafted Markelle Fultz over, like, Tatum.
Yeah.
Or they could potentially have Jamal Murray.
Yeah. I mean, they could have...
They could have Jamal Murray, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
I think they could have Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, and I mean...
They could have drafted Markelle Fultz, but
and
that's better than getting Kevin Garnett.
Now
maybe.
I mean, Kyrie just opted in, but to his his option, and KD has a 4-year extension. Because honestly, I think what they should do now is trade everything, get back their draft capital. In 10 years, they're going to be amazing. 10 years, they're going to be
That's
amazing.
because, I mean, if Gobert got 5 picks...
Yeah, exactly. Gobert got 5
picks. KD can get more than 5, and that would get their draft capital back. Go for Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, exactly.
Go for, like, the splash. Go for Amani Bates or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, if Gobert got 5, then KD should get, like,
6
10.
or 7.
I mean, like,
10 would be, like...
10, but, like, he should get, like realistically, he should get 6 or 7, but, like, not realistically, he should get, like, 10.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, KD's probably double, like, the impact. Maybe.
Double would be interesting, because Gobert is just that good of a defender.
Yeah.
But he'll be more impactful with the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So then you go to the Nets, 2021-22 season. You've got KD, you trade
Harden for Ben Simmons.
At the trade deadline.
Yeah. And KD can't just sit the season, because he can't sit 4 years. That's
exactly.
Ben Simmons threatened to do that, but I think he did.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Well, that was with the 76ers.
Yeah, and then they're just trading for all the injury-prone players. Like, Ben Simmons, injury-prone.
Yeah, exactly. And Ben Simmons won't even end up... Ben Simmons doesn't want to play for them.
No one wants to be on the Nets.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised Kyrie opted in. That was so interesting.
Go for
I don't know where he would really go, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I think...
there's some places that have the cap space for him, but I feel like he's just a guy that, like... would ask for a lot of money.
Yeah. And then they end up 7th in the East, and then get swept by the Boston Celtics. And you come to this offseason, they're like, I don't know what they're going to do. They might rebuild. Nobody really knows.
But also,
Kyrie opts into his player option, and then KD signs an... Then KD offers or requests a trade, and then things just go downhill from there. Then he asks the Nets owner to either trade me or fire Steve Nash in their GM.
Even though KD wanted Steve Nash.
Yeah, exactly. KD wanted Steve Nash, and then he wanted to leave. KD's got, honestly, too much power in his hands.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
like
he
LeBron, wanted Andre Drummond.
GM. GM.
He wanted Andre Drummond, got Andre Drummond. He wanted Kyrie, he got Kyrie. He wanted Steve Nash, he got Steve Nash. Now he just doesn't want Steve Nash all of a sudden.
He's asking for too much at this point.
Yeah,
he really is, and I think. I don't know. The Nets. The Nets are a problem right now. They just need to trade them for draft. In my opinion, they need to trade all their stuff, get back their draft, get back the draft capital, and as you said, Victor Wembanyama, whatever his name is, and yeah.
Also, if Kyrie says midway through the season because they're not a good team, maybe because either KD does get traded eventually, which I don't think he will because it's taken this long. But if Kyrie wants out, they could trade him at the deadline for more draft capital than what they would have. And then maybe trade up for Victor. If that's not maybe realistic, but if KD says he wants out 1-year deal, trade him to a team like, I don't know, like the Lakers. Trade him to the Lakers for Russell Westbrook, even though it would be a terrible trade. Unless they did a bunch of draft capital, even though the Lakers don't have draft capital because of the AD trade.
And the Russ trade.
But also, just a team that's a contender that has a little, a pretty good amount of draft capital, but not the greatest point guard. So Bucks, but it would be for Drew Holiday, but that'd be a pretty big give up.
I don't think they do that.
No.
And it's also
the Heat maybe.
Yeah, but it's also like, what are the...
The Heat would be different for
Yeah,
Kyrie.
put Kyrie at the 2. But also...
No way. You would not put Kyrie at the 2.
Well, Kyrie played the 2 in Brooklyn, and James Harden played the 1.
That's true.
But also, what are the Nets gonna do with Ben Simmons? Are they gonna trade him? What is Ben Simmons gonna do? Because I feel like if Ben Simmons is healthy, I don't know what's wrong.
70
with him,
overall.
But like,
Just because he doesn't play. It's just because he doesn't
it's
play.
like you could play and you could be an amazing player.
Yes.
He could be so good. Like if he wants to score, he's a great passer.
He's a great defender.
He's a great passer. Even if he gets his free throw percentage up to like 70, that's so much better.
Okay.
Whatever it is right now.
He can be such an impactful player as Porter because he's a good playmaker. He can defend. He's an amazing defender when he's healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to say, amazing playmaker. He can get to the rim because, I mean, if you have a little point guard on him, he can either, like, maybe
just post
get him in the
him up.
post and then just do, like, a nice post move, work on his post moves. Work on, if he had a fadeaway in his bag, he would be one of the best players. Like, I mean, if he got a little fadeaway and then a little 3-point, that would be amazing.
Yeah, he would be so good. But, he hasn't played since, 2021 playoffs? Something like that?
Yeah.
2021 playoffs. I mean, that's just crazy. And I don't know what's wrong with them.
The Nets are having problems, man.
Yeah. At least
the Knicks got Jalen Brunson.
When they had D'Lo, they had such a bright future, and then they were just like, oh yeah,
let's throw it. Let's
throw it away.
Yeah, but 5 years before that, they already threw it away.
Yeah.
And then they were also terrible.
But
they
get
were one
it
of the
back.
worst teams.
They literally get it back. D'Lo's averaging 21 when he's 22, and then they're like, oh, bye.
Yeah, well, they didn't re-sign him because they went for KD and Kyrie. Yeah. That's what they thought would happen.
If he would have stayed on the Nets, he could still be on the Nets, averaging 35, and he could be an MVP. I mean, that's stretch.
Whoa.
Okay, that's a stretch. But
just see how his career went. I would say
exactly.
it's a little stretch.
Yeah, what if D'Lo never left the Nets? That would be. That'd be crazy.
I mean, I know 2K is not realistic, but you could do a 2K simulation of go back to 2018.
Yeah.
Have the same rosters. I bet someone created the rosters.
Yeah.
You can use like the 2018 historic rosters.
Yeah, comment down below if you want us to do this.
Yeah, we should do it as a vid.
And say
what if
we could do D'Lo never
What if he never left the Nets?
Yeah, what if he never left the Nets?
Still not with the draft capital, but what if they went in the offseason and they re-signed D'Lo?
Yeah, they re-signed to like a 4-year.
Yeah,
maybe
because
he
had 2
he could have been
spots.
eligible for a max.
Yeah, but they had 2 max spots. So he's only 22 years old. He's averaging 21 points per game. They had 2 max spots, so they gave D'Lo a max, maybe not an entire max because he was so young. And maybe he's not like as good as like Luka, who deserves a max.
Yeah.
But I mean, they gave him a good amount of money, maybe like what, 20 mil a year? That's a pretty good contract. Yeah, and then they still have another max contract spot because Kyrie and KD, I think, both got maxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely.
So then they get another player, maybe
they draft another player.
Yeah, maybe they draft him, or because they have the free agency, they either save it, or they trade. Sorry, not trade. Or they they try to sign one of the better free agents, like KD. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't go after KD.
Or they go after a young player.
Yeah, they go after a young player who they still get for like a decent amount of money, and then maybe have a little extra to go for a good role player. I feel like if Jalen Brunson was in the league and he didn't have the Knicks contract in his mind, he would be perfect for the Nets right now.
Yeah, he like the D'Lo Nets or like the
D'Lo Nets.
The D'Lo Nets, yeah.
He can play shooting guard. So
D'Lo can play. I think they would probably run Jalen Brunson at the 1, and then
imagine if they kept Jared Allen.
D'Lo at the 2. Yeah, Jared Allen was so good.
And he's so good now on the Cavs. He's amazing.
He's amazing. I think honestly,
top 10 center maybe. I mean, potentially.
Probably, honestly.
Borderline, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, he's also up there with Gobert for defending. Yeah, Gobert's still better, but he is. Yeah.
I think
when you block LeBron, you're one of the best defenders.
I honestly think he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA.
Yeah. Him and Robert Williams. Robert Williams is such a good defender.
Yeah. Robert Williams is also super underrated.
That's
so that'll wrap up the video.
Yep.
We're at 500 subs.
Yep. Thank you. Shout out to Plug and Play. It's like P with it's play. Capital P, and then just a capital N, no spaces, and then play. He gave us a shout out on the stream tonight. Appreciate it. Go sub to him. He's awesome. Streams like every other night, something like that. Like, subscribe, helps us to 500 subscribers, and we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
See ya.